Gotta wait for people. Oh, there we go. Good morning, everybody. Shannon, she's a little grouchy today. She's okay. She'll be fine in a minute. So, how is everybody? I hope everybody is doing well on this beautiful day. I hope you have had a great week, and I was so excited to see so many of you last Sunday at our outdoor worship. Hopefully, at our next August 2nd worship, there'll be more of you to join us on our grassy area. There's plenty of space to spread out. There's plenty of room for the kiddos. They don't actually have to sit. They can get up and move around and come to the children's message. And we had pillows to sit on, and we had masks, and it worked out great. And I had a microphone so everybody could hear me. Even if you didn't want to come to the children's message, you could still hear me from where you were. So hopefully more of you will join us on the grass on August 2nd at 10 a.m. for our next outdoor service. So for our children's message today, Jared talks about Habakkuk. Habakkuk is a prophet from the Old Testament. And Habakkuk is waiting. How many of you like to wait? Shannon, do you like to wait? Do you have patience? No. It's very difficult. Let's think about some things that we have to wait for. What are some things that we have to wait for?
Food.
You have to wait when somebody's cooking dinner, even when you're really, really hungry. You have to wait when it's your birthday and it's like 5 days away, and it's 3 days away, then it's 2 days away, and you're waiting and you're waiting and you're waiting because you can't wait for your birthday. Then you wait for Christmas. Sometimes you have to wait for when you're going on vacation and you're super excited because maybe you're going someplace really, really fun. It's hard to wait. I'm not a very good waiter. I don't like to wait. Shannon doesn't like to wait either. We're instant people. But then, what happens when you wait for something for a really long time and then it doesn't happen? Oh, that's the worst. Just like when you're waiting to go spend the night at your friend's house and then your friend calls you and says they got in trouble and now you can't go. That's awful. Or like right now, how many of you had vacations planned for this summer or for in the springtime and you were supposed to go someplace maybe on spring break and you didn't get to go? It was awful. Wasn't that awful? That was awful, wasn't it, Shannon? It's awful. It's hard to wait. It's not fun to wait. It's sad. It's sad. Everybody doesn't like to wait. And things that are supposed to happen didn't happen. Look at our high school seniors. They were so excited for graduation and then they didn't have one. So it was sad. Sometimes it's really hard. Well, in our scriptures today, they talk about lots of things that didn't happen. Like the fruits, there's no fruit on the vines, and the fields are empty. There's no sheep in the field. There's no herds of livestock in the barns. There's nothing. Yet they're still rejoicing. They're still finding hope. They're still finding joy in all of the things that God has already provided. And remember, God tells us that He is going to do something soon. Something is going to happen soon. And we have to believe that because remember, we've talked about many times that God always tells us the truth. And if He says a good thing is coming, then a good thing is coming. We just don't know when. And we have to be patient and we have to wait for that. And when things don't work out the way we want them to work out, it's not because God doesn't care. It's because God is telling us that His way of doing things and what He wants for us is different than what we think we need. And that's really hard because sometimes we think, well, why are these bad things happening? Well, it's not necessarily that bad things are happening. It's just that things aren't going the way that we thought they would. And when things don't go the way you think they should, you get sad about it or you get upset about it. But God always has His plan in mind. God's will be done. That's what we have to remember. And no matter what is going on, bad things that are happening around us, we still have to find joy. We have to find the happiness that God, all of the things that God's already done for us. I mean, everything's been really hard, but look, we got to get together last Sunday. It wasn't exactly how we wanted to, but we still got the chance to be together. I still get the chance to teach you every Sunday, even though we're not together. And if you're bored and have nothing to do, you can go back and watch it again. See how lucky you are? If this wasn't on video, you'd only get to hear it one time. And then you couldn't go back and watch it again. So if you miss me, you can always go back and watch the video. See how things work out. And look at Shannon. If you miss seeing Shannon, there she is. You can go back and watch the video whenever you want and see her smiling face. Smiling face. There, see? She's smiling. So just remember, even though things might look bleak every now and again, and you have to wait for things, and the things that you wait for, sometimes they don't even happen, always remember to find joy. Always remember to find the good things in life, because God is always doing a new thing in our lives, and we have to be ready for it. And if we're too busy whining and complaining about what we don't have, we might miss it. So you got to pay attention. All right, let's pray. Dear God, we thank you for all of the wonderful things that you put before us every day. And help us to remember that when things don't go the way that we want, or we have to wait for a really long time for things, help us to be patient in you. Help us to rely on you to provide for us, and remind us that your will be done, and in your time, things will be the way you need them to be. In your mercy. Amen. All right, good job. So that was our children's message for today. So I want you to just think about those things when you start to get upset and mad that something didn't go your way. Remember, God's way is the better way. Our way doesn't always match up. See, I used to tell my kids all the time, that's your plan and there's God's plan, and your plan doesn't matter. Why? Because God's plan always comes to truth. So, all right. So we are shifting gears and moving to Animal Kingdom. Welcome to Animal Kingdom. As always, Jack and Gretchen are here with us today, and they have a great lesson for you. So Shannon and I are... What happened to that? Shannon and I are going to prepare Jack and Gretchen for you. So give us a minute. That's my... Hey, Gretchen.
Yeah, Jack.
I don't like the way the Israelites are looking at us.
I don't like the way that they're looking at me either.
Most days, they're very nice people. But today, they got a funny look in their eye. They don't see me, they see filet mignon.
They're hungry, Jack. They've been out here in the wilderness for days with no food.
Wait, there's nothing for them to hunt? There's no berries to pick? Nothing? Not even ice cream?
I don't understand it. God was the one who led them here, right?
Yes, he did. He did all those miracles to convince Pharaoh to let them go. Remember the frogs? He even parted the Red Sea to lead them to safety.
So why doesn't he feed them? He can't hear their bellies growling?
And their mouths are saying, I'm starving.
If he really loves these people, don't you think he would provide for them?
Hey, look up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
No, Jack, that's definitely a bird.
Gretchen, that is not a bird. That's lots of birds. A whole flock of quail.
And they're headed right down toward the Israelites. They're going to attack the Israelites.
No, Gretchen. They're quail. They can't hurt anybody. But they can feed them.
Quails can cook?
Don't you get it, Gretchen? They're the answer to your question. God does love them, and he does hear their bellies rumbling. He sent the quail for dinner.
Hooray! The Israelites are saved.
And so are we.
It just goes to show you God's will always provides the needs of his people.
God is great, isn't he?
Amen to that. There is no one like him.
High five. That was a great story. Jack and Gretchen were so worried that the Israelites were going to eat them because they hadn't had anything to eat in a very long time. So I have a question for you. After Sunday school today, you're going to have worship because remember, It's early. And then when worship's over, you're going to start thinking about lunchtime. I wonder what you're going to have. Are you going to go out to lunch? Are you eating lunch at home? Is your mom and dad making lunch for you? Is it a fancy lunch? Is it a regular lunch? What are you going to do if you don't like what they're making for lunch? But you don't really have to worry about if you're going to have lunch, right? Because you know that 3 times a day, your parents offer you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Sometimes some of y'all get some snacks in the middle there. You don't really have to worry about that because your mom and dad are not going to let you go hungry. And that's a good thing to know. I would be worried if I didn't know what I was going to have to eat. So think about the Israelites. They were wandering around the wilderness. They were hungry. And what did they start to do? Whine and complain, whine and complain. Remember when we did the lesson and we talked about the team captains and how Moses and Aaron were in charge and everybody was whining and complaining and wanting to go back to Egypt because they didn't have anything to eat and they wanted to go back and why would Moses bring them out there, blah, 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 blah. It's the same thing with this lesson. They're whining and complaining again and forgetting that God provides for everything that they need. Just like when God said he was going to deliver them from the Egyptians, what did he do? Sent all of the plagues. Remember the frogs? And all of the other plagues that went along with it? Yes, God showed his power and delivered them from the Israelites and sent them off into the wilderness. And they're still complaining about it. But God still said that he would provide for them. So as you read through the scriptures and we talk about this story, we hear of the quail. And the quail, I don't know, maybe some of you have eaten quail before. It kind of tastes like chicken. Kind of. It's like a Cornish hen and chicken combined. I don't know. It's tasty. Doesn't taste bad. So all of these quail were sent to the Israelites for them to eat. And also, the other thing that God sent is God sent manna. And we've talked about this before. Manna is that flat bread that had no yeast. It's not big, puffy. It's just like a flat piece of bread, kind of like a pita. And God sent that to them every single day. So there was always plenty of food. And do you know what they did? They started to complain that they were tired of eating that. Wouldn't you be happy that you've got something to eat? I would think so. But no, they weren't happy. But God made sure that they had everything that they need. So I'm pretty sure that you're going to have a great lunch today. And sometimes when you have a meal put in front of you, it's something you don't like. There's a certain person sitting next to me at this moment that is the pickiest person in our family about what we are having for dinner. Now, she's old enough to be able to prepare something for herself. But look out if there's no macaroni and cheese in the cabinet. She gets a little grouchy. Am I lying? No. No, I'm not. So this is a good lesson for Shannon. Sometimes there are things put in front of us that we don't like. However, we are lucky enough to have those things put in front of us. There are many, many, many people who don't have the option of having different types of food in front of them. So the next time that your parents or your grandparents put something in front of you, and before you can say, oh, I don't like that, I want you to take a minute and I want you to thank God for providing for you. Because God makes sure that your family has what you need. Not necessarily what you want, but always enough for what you need. So we're going to see if next time there's something we have for dinner, Shannon will be a little bit more graceful and grateful for what she's been given. I'll let you know. Sometimes it's important to remember that what you need is more important than what you want. So, in closing, I want you to remember that no matter what, God is always with you You are never alone, and God provides for all of our needs all the time, in His time and in His way. Just because His way is different than yours doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So I want you to remember that. Keep thinking about Jack and Gretchen and their story, because they thought they were going to get eaten because, you know, he looked like a fillet, which is steak. But anyways, so this is a good story because God provided for the Israelites, and He continued to provide for them no matter what, whether they whined and complained or they actually did what they were supposed to do. So in your packet, you should have had. Oh, it's on the floor. Hold on. Okay, so you should have had a quail picture to add to your Animal Kingdom. Ta-da! Shannon colored our quail for us today. So I'm going to give her a push pin, and she's going to hang it up behind her. Here you go. Here you go. She's going to hang up our quail into our Animal Kingdom. So now, we have, what do we have? We have the snake, right, from Adam and Eve. We have the dove from the story of God always keeps His promises in Noah. We have the frog from the plague of the frog, where God used His power to save the Israelites from the Egyptians and sent the plague of the frogs and the noise and the grossness of the frogs everywhere. Now we have the quail showing us the story of the Israelites, where God made sure they had enough food. And really, really cool, in your packet this week, I have found a recipe for manna. So you and your family can actually make what it was like, what they ate as bread back with the Israelites. So it's super easy. It's just flour and water, coriander seed. I didn't know I had that in my pantry, but I did. Raw honey and a pinch of salt. So if you make this with your family, please send me a picture or a video and show me what you've made. I would love to see it. And it's really easy to do. Maybe Shannon and I'll try to make it this afternoon, if she's not busy. Oh, she works today. Well, maybe we'll try tomorrow. But it's a great recipe, and it's super easy, and it would be fun for you and your family to make together. So I highly suggest this if you don't have anything else to do. But maybe not when it's 900 degrees outside, because I think you have to turn on the oven. Yes, you do. So maybe when it's a little bit cooler, then you can make that. That would be great. So you also had in your packet, you had all of these bits and pieces. You had a plate and a feather and an eyeball and then a paper that had some black things on it and a circle and lots of things. You're going to make your very own quail, and that'll go on this side of my Animal Kingdom, because as you can see, we've got our apple. How's our? Nobody has eaten our worm up there, so that's a good thing. And we've got our Noah's Ark, and we have our cute little frog from last week. So now you're going to build a quail, and it's super, super easy. So the first thing I did was I colored, can you see it? I colored the body of my quail. Now I use blue and brown because quails evidently are that color. You can make it any color you want. If your feather is a fancy color, you can make it fancy colors. Whatever you want to do. It's all up to you. So everybody should have a feather. The feather goes, I gotta get my glue. The feather goes on the back end of your quail. So after you color it, this is the back, that's the front. Well, this is the back, that's the front, that's the back. For you, but it's backwards for me. Anywho, so I'm gonna put some glue on here, on there like that. There we go. And then you just kind of stick the feather in the glue. Let's see if it'll stay. Now I have glue all over my hand, but that's okay. There we go. And you can kind of just stick it out a little bit. It's kind of cute, isn't it? I think so. Then you turn it over, and you have to cut out all your little pieces. I have 2 legs. Here's the other leg. And then I colored the, what's this thing? The wing. Oh, I'm losing my mind. Then I colored the wing, and that you're going to glue right here in the middle. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that on because I already colored mine. Oh, there we go. All right, so I'm going to glue that on just like that. All right, now, this is actually the face of the quail. I know it's hard to believe, But you're going to line up the edge, the straight edge, with the straight edge of the plate. Just like that. Okay? So you're going to glue that on right there. I'm going to go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay. So glue that on just like that. Okay. So then there's the face. Then you have a triangle. Can you guess what that is? Shannon, what do you think the triangle is?
The beak.
You're so smart. It is the beak. Now, you can glue it right here on the front, or you can glue it on the back. I'm going to glue it on the front just because I already put some glue there. There we go. So I'm going to move it down a little bit. There we go. All right. So then you've got your face and your beak. He's eyeball. That's why I only sent you one. So it goes kind of like in the middle. There we go. Bloop. Get that on there like that. All right. So there you go. There's his little face and his eyeball. Now, this golf club looking thing, this actually goes on the top of their head. So I'm going to glue mine on the back part right here. So I'm going to put a little glue back here. I hope I don't fall off. There we go. There we go. Put a little glue on there like that. And then you just stick it on there like that. There. Just like that. So cute. Now, the only thing left... Glue my fingers. The only thing left to glue on is the legs. And I'm sure that you know exactly where the legs go. So I'm going to turn him over like this and put two little spots of glue. If my glue wants to work, there's one. There's two. There we go. One leg here. Oh, there we go. One leg there. And one leg right here. Make it kind of look like he's walking. And there you go. Ta-da! You have made the funniest looking quail I've ever seen. But you know what? He's cute. I have to let him dry before I hang him up over there. So I'm just going to let him sit there right now. I get the glue on my hand. So, that's a great craft for you to do. You can do that now or you can do it later, whatever. Or you can do it during worship. And you also have all of your coloring pictures that you can color while you watch worship here in a little bit. It looks like we're going to end a little bit before worship, so you'll have time to go to the bathroom or get a snack or get some more juice, whatever you need. And I think that's all we got. You got anything? Did I forget to? Oh, I almost forgot. We didn't do our sign language yet. It is a good thing she said it. She gave me that look of you forgot something. All right. Before we go, I forgot our sign language. Our sign language today, I have to look it up because I don't remember. It is God provides for all our needs. Now, Shannon taught me earlier this morning what it was, and I'm going to see if I can remember. So we all know God. This is God. We know that one because we do it all the time. Now, the next word is provides. Now, evidently, you're supposed to put your left hand over your right hand. This way. This way. Left over right. Your left hand goes over your right hand like this, and you kind of tuck your thumb in. No, like this. Like you're making birdie. So, like this, and you say, whew. Okay, ready? Provides. Now, I'm really good at all. It's like this. You don't have to make the slapping sound, Shannon said, but I like making the slapping sound because it's funny. So, this is all our needs. This way? Sideways?
It don't matter.
Oh, looks like I'm a woodpecker. Needs. Needs. Okay, ready? God provides for all. Oh, we didn't do 4. This is 4.
Just 4.
Now we gotta start over. All right. God provides for all our needs. One more time. God provides for all.
Other way.
all our needs. Okay, now I can do it one more time. Let's see if I can do it. Ready? Take a breath. God provides for all our needs. All right. Good job. Let's say a quick prayer. God, we thank you for providing for all of our needs. Help us to be more thankful for everything you give us and offer to us every day. Amen. Good job. All right. So now really that's everything. You guys did a great job today. I hope you have a wonderful day. Tomorrow is Vacation Bible School. I'm so excited and sad at the same time because we're not going to be together. However, I hope you've taken a second to peek into your bags to see what's in there because there's a lot of great stuff and it's going to be so much fun. If you have not picked up your bag yet, that's okay. You can do that this afternoon between 3 and 4:30. I will be back here if you want to come today and pick up your kit because you weren't able to get it yesterday. That's fine. That doesn't matter. You still have time to come and pick it up today. But I want you just to peek in it. Don't go through it. Don't open it all. But just peek in your really cool bag and see all of the great stuff that you have in there and all the fun that we're going to have. I know Shannon is super excited because she is in charge. Her and Maddie are in charge of music. Charles and Isla are doing skits. We have guest visitors coming in and we have rec and story and science and all so much fun. Don't forget tomorrow, 10 o'clock, wear blue. Tomorrow is blue day. So make sure you wear blue. Hopefully some of your parents will take some pictures of you doing the fun activity. Send those to me because I still want to be able to put together a Vacation Bible School slideshow. And usually I take all of the pictures when you're here and you're not here. So I'm relying on you, parents. Please take pictures. Send them to me. Please take pictures. Is that picture? What? Picture. Look at that. We learned another one. Picture. I put it up here. It's an eye. Picture. So please send pictures to me so I can make a slideshow for all of the congregation to see all of the great stuff that we're doing next week. I'm super excited about tomorrow. Be prepared. You will be called the Wilderness Wanderers, and I will be your guide. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have so much fun. All right, guys. I love you guys. Have a good week. I will see you tomorrow. Most of you. Yay!